Hello, dear students. My name is Knitska Mikhailovna. Last lecture we stopped in this slide and we talked about philosophy of history. And we talked about single line, multi-line, and cyclic. And let's start about this conception and what you need understanding. One-line progressive development concept. Unity of world history, having a specific goal, standing. And Europocentrism. It's very important for this conception. Who talked about this conception? Georg Friedrich Hegel. You know about it because we talked about this person. He's German philosopher. He talked about lectures on the philosophy of history. He talked about historiography, antidote story, reflexive story, and philosophy of history. You need about question about this. He talked about freedom. It's Oriental, Antique, and German. You remember this? We talked about when we talked about freedom. We talked this theme too. Next, it's Karl Marx. Is German philosopher, sociologist, and economist. He talked about concept about prehistoric, slaveholding, feudal, capitalistic, and communism. Walter Whitman Rostow, American economist and political thinker. Stage of economic growth, writes this author. He talked about technique perfection. And he talked about traditional society, transition society, industrial revolution, maturity stage, and mass communication stage. Multi-line development concept is embodies different dimensions of the world history. Each dimension reflects on its coordinate geared there corresponding premise of the vital activity of social system. This system was Karl Jaspers, is German philosopher and psychologist. His books, The Meaning and Purpose of History. He talked about it was have prehistory, Egypt, Mesopotamia, Indus, and Huanghe is next. It's China. Great cultures activity. Next, it's East and West, China, India, Asian time, West, Islam, and century of science and technology. Cyclical development concept, the idea of biological oriented culture, the idea of historical cycle of Jean Baptiste Vico, we talked about it, the end of single story, and reflection of Europocentrism. This a person who talked about this is Danilevsky, Russian sociologist, culturologist. He wrote books Russia and Europe, and this theory of cultural historical types. He talked about these types: Egypt, Japanese, Indian, Iranic, Jewish, Greek, Roman, and another. His theory was frozen and in development. Positive story maker, negative story maker. Next is Oswald Spengler, German philosopher and cultural scientist. The Decline of Europe wrote. Spencer's culture concept is a unit of historical development is culture. Egyptian, Indian, Babylonian, Chinese, Greco-Roman, Arabic, Western European, Maya culture in America, and only born Russia Siberian culture. Spencer talked about the soul of the basic culture has Apollonic culture, magic culture, and Faust culture. Spencer culture concept was birth, development, um, origin, decline, civilization, and the death of culture. Alan Toynbee is a British historical philosopher uh, who talked about genesis of civilization. He talked about war church, universal state, tribal movement. He talked with birth, growth, background, decay, and death. His civilization was undevelopment, frozen, and blossoming. He talked about civilization need give answer. It's maybe a person or nature, and if civilization make answers in this call, was development. If civilization not answer this call, civilization was death. And last, we talked about question self-control. You need to answer this question and understand what we saw about these questions. If you don't understand or you need more information about this theme, you may go to the our YouTube channel and saw this theme more information, because it's very short information in this channel, and you may read the literature. If you need maybe more information, you read literature. Thank you very much for your attention, and goodbye.